The quiet checklist. For the buyer who wants confidence without bravado. Mila didn't fear big decisions. She feared the kind of decision that pretends to be simple, then punishes you later. It wasn't that she lacked courage. She had changed careers, moved cities, rebuilt routines. But this was different. This wasn't an adventure. This was a foundation. Something that would touch every morning, every tired evening, every season of her life. And the world, she noticed, treated foundations like entertainment. Friends sent her videos, top 10 hacks. Agents told her, "You have to move fast." Listings spoke like they were flirting, bright lights, pretty words, and no mention of what happens after the first date. Mila toured places and smiled politely while her stomach stayed tense. She had lived in surprises before. Landlords who delayed repairs, buildings that breathed drafts, roommates who vanished. She didn't want a new chapter that started with a mystery. One night, after yet another open house where the scent of cookies tried to cover the scent of damp, she came home and made tea the way her grandmother taught her, slowly, intentionally, like a small act of dignity. Her grandmother used to say, "If a thing is meant for you, it won't require you to abandon yourself to get it." Mila opened her notebook and wrote a line at the top of a blank page. "I want calm certainty." Then she drew 2 columns. Things that look good, things that will still feel good in February. Under the second column, she wrote, warmth, predictability, honest answers, written clarity. She searched online for help, but not the usual kind. Not best deals, not hot market. She searched for no pressure home buying process, and then, almost embarrassed, someone who explains. That's how she found her relief. The site didn't shout. It didn't promise the moon. It spoke like a person who respects your nervous system. Clear steps, written summaries, consent-based communication, and an unusual phrase that made Mila sit up straighter. "We do not need you to be urgent to help you be safe." When Mila booked a call, she expected the subtle squeeze. "Just so you know, we're super busy," or "buyers are lining up." Instead, they asked one question that felt like someone turning down the volume in the room. "What would make you feel proud of the way you chose?" Mila paused. Proud wasn't a word she'd associated with shopping, but she understood it instantly. She didn't want to win a race. She wanted to choose with integrity. They sent Mila a quiet checklist afterward. 1 page, no fluff. Questions to ask, items to verify. A reminder that feelings are valid, but facts are kind. A note that said, "If the story of the home isn't clear, we don't pretend it is." The next showing felt different. Mila still noticed the pretty things, but she didn't get hypnotized by them. She asked for documentation. She requested clarity. She listened for how people answered when they didn't have a script. And she discovered something. The right place doesn't have to beg you to ignore your instincts. Weeks later, when Mila finally said yes, it didn't feel like leaping. It felt like stepping onto a bridge she could see. On move-in day, she stood in the doorway, boxes behind her, quiet ahead, and realized the biggest gift hadn't been the house. It had been the experience of choosing without being pushed.